Hey guys, this is Nathan Simmons, the territory instructor for the North Texas Territory, and this is the first video of many of the Agent Assist training. And really, all this one is going to be is just some simple discussion and explanation on a couple of the settings. Just want to make sure you guys are clear on a couple of things before we really dive down into this app. Where I'll start is just plain and simple. The screen we're looking at here is obviously the login screen, and let me go back to my home screen on my phone. The app icon itself is the one that you see second. It's on the second row from the bottom, and then second from the left here on my phone. It's got the little man there with the circle around it, and that is the app that you're looking for when you go to the App Store to download it. But uh, one of the things I want to talk about, I'm going to be playing around with here on this app, is what's called the training environment. And you'll see on your first login screen when you go into it, there's an option down at the bottom of your screen that says log into training environment. Now, mine does not say this because I've already clicked on that logo. And if you see down here at the bottom of the screen, it says exit training environment because I've already clicked on that. And obviously, there's a green bar up at the top that says training environment. So all this is going to be, this is your proper username and password that you can log into. This is how you get into the app. But this is the portion of the app that, really honestly, this is how I have learned so much about the app and how I've become so familiar with it is by simply logging into this app and just playing around with it and start clicking on things to try to figure out what it does. When I swipe left or swipe right or hold this down or whatever. And this is what I would recommend for any of you that are trying to figure out any of this is to log into the training environment, and you can play around with the app as much as you want, and it's not going to affect any of the data that is in the app, whether it be the leads, or you're not going to mess with anything of anybody's or yourself. And so anyway, so we'll go ahead and log in here. And just the first thing that I want to show you guys is this is simply going to be what your screen will look like after it loads here. This is simply what your screen is going to look like when you first log in. It's going to have any activities or summary of your activities, how many calls, drops, or meetings that you've done, or how many leads you've got currently. It says I've got 4 here just for some of the examples I've done for some people in the past. And this is where, if you are a manager, where you're going to report down at the bottom, you're going to report recruiting and broker activity. And so this is what's called your dashboard page, and there's 5 different panels or 5 different tabs, I would say, that you'll see down at the bottom, and we're mainly only going to discuss the dashboard and settings page here. So really all I want to go through, just to make sure we're clear, is on the gear icon that I just selected up at the top right there is a couple of things here that I want to make sure that you're aware of. So first off, you can enable whether it be Touch ID or Face ID with this app. You can also have app notifications turned on with the Agent Assist app to where you will be notified by especially if you're a manager, you will be notified if any one of your agents in your hierarchy requests an extension on a specific lead. If you have app notifications turned on, you will get a push notification to your mobile device letting you know that somebody has requested an extension on that lead. And if you go to device settings, that's how you're going to be able to turn that on. All right, so going back to the app here. Now, another key thing is that I really like personally is because I use my calendar so much. You can even have your Agent Assist calendar that you have within this app. You can have it sync to your phone's personal calendar if you would like. Now, I'm not going to do that here just for the sake of time, but if you're anything like me, I use my calendar all the time. And if you're successful in this business at all or busy in this business, you have to operate around a calendar, obviously. And so, when you're setting appointments within this app, uh, I really like the calendar sync option because if you have your calendar synced to whatever your personal mobile calendar is, whether it be you have an iPhone or an Android or whatever, you if you have that enabled, you will not have to log into the app to see what your appointment schedule is going to be. It will automatically show up on your personal calendar, whether it be an Apple or a Android device. All right, so can be useful there. Now, last thing that I'm going to discuss here is just the lead expiration. Now, here in the North Texas territory, which is the majority of you that will be using this video, but within the North Texas territory, we have a certain timeline of when you have to use the leads that you have acquired or downloaded. All right, so now once you've downloaded a lead, nobody else within the entire Colonial Life organization can view that lead. You have exclusive rights to that within the Agent Assist app. Now, so within our process, once you have downloaded a new lead, it is now completely yours. Nobody else can see it. You've now, based on this timeline, you have 3 business days to be able to qualify that lead. All right. Now, by qualifying that lead, all right, in our territory means that we're going to verify the number of employees, we're going to verify who the decision maker of that business is, and we're also going to verify who or what the address is of that company. All right. And once we've done that and we verified that business's information, it will automatically become, instead of it being considered a new lead, it is now considered a qualified lead. All right. And now, if you look at the next item, it says you've got 7 days. Once you have turned it into a qualified lead per se, you've now got 7 days to set a first appointment. Okay. Well, I want to make sure that we're all clear on this, is that the timelines that you're looking at here, those are all cumulative periods. Okay. So what I mean by that is, all right, let's say, all right, I'm recording this video on a Tuesday. Let's say I download a lead today. I call it immediately to qualify it. Everything's correct. Address is correct. Decision maker, number of employees, all that's good. It now turns into a qualified lead. So I should have 7 days to set an appointment with it. Well, not exactly. Because that 3-day window is still a 3-day window, you've actually got 10 days cumulative to set a first appointment. So if I've downloaded something and qualified it on the same day, you don't lose those extra 2 days of that 3-day window just because you did what you needed to so quickly. You've actually got an additional 7 days on top of the 3 you already had. And so with each step of this process, all of these time periods are cumulative dates of action. Okay. Now, with all that being said, you've really honestly got 50 business working days. All right. This is Monday through Friday. These days that I'm referring to here do not include nights and weekends. All right. So a couple things to keep in mind. Now, 50 working days ought to be plenty of time from downloading a lead. Ought to be plenty of time with the way that the majority of us in our territory do things in order to be able to earn a client's business. Now, within that mindset, if there's maybe a business that maybe we've met with them once or twice, or obviously more times, and we meet with them and the business owner says, hey, this is great, I want to do this for my employees, but we're really busy right now, can we do this 3 months from now? All right, well, all right, that's obviously 3 months from now. It's going to be outside of a 50-day window. Well, if that happens, all right, a specific situation, all you have to do for that specific lead is request an extension. And I will be showing you how to do that within a later video, but request an extension for how long you need to have that lead, and you'll have that lead. So this is not a hard set 50 days. You're going to lose it, all right, no matter what. All right, there are extenuating circumstances with every case. All right, so and that's just one example. All right, and then on top of that, if you've got something set in the calendar in your app, or you've got notes in it that hey, the business owner asked me to contact them at such and such date. If you've got a working trail of hey, I'm still working on this app and this is what has happened. All right, you're taking good notes. You're not going to lose that lead. Okay, now if you're asking for an extension for 50 to 60 leads at one time, okay, that's going to be a little bit harder for you to get approved on, all right, because that's again, requesting an extension is going to be for specific circumstances, obviously. All right, so hopefully that all makes sense. That is really just some key things that I want to make sure you're aware of before we move into the next piece of these videos. In the next video, I will be showing you guys how to download leads or really claim leads for a certain area and how you want to prospect to businesses.